teleserye theme songs, and at the same time to the songs that really give inspiration to the listener and to the fans. You're welcome.
The next person who will ask a question is Miss Marilol Bismarck of Young Philippines. After her question, Alan Policarpio of
Sure. No problem.
will also ask a question.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Kian and Paolo, because your dad said that things are being set up for you. How do you react to this, and how do you plan to step up to the challenge? If you do, how do you plan the journey? How do you foresee the journey to be? Will it? Do you have a time frame? Do you have persons you want to turn to for aid, for whatever?
It's kind of scary at the same time. I think maybe it's really scary for me because I'm the youngest one and everyone's kind of looking at me now, seeing what I'm gonna do in my life. But I think that you really just have to be passionate. Like my dad's always taught us that you have to be passionate about your craft. So with me, if it's fashion design, I am passionate about fashion design. If it's music, I'm also very passionate about music, and it's in my blood. And as with the time frame, I have a bit of a time frame in mind. But if that doesn't push through, then it's still okay. I think I'm still young naman so there's still a lot out there for me. That's it.
I think it's not kind of scary, it's very scary. But I think my thing would be just to do everything with a level of excellence. We come from my dad was one who set that path, no, but I think we just don't have to, not just following him, no. I mean, like the people who have made a big difference in this industry are the ones who really try who are striving for excellence, and that's what pag inisip mo Gary V, it was always the best shows, the best quality in terms of the recording. It was always going for the best, not settling for the second best, no. And I think as the kids of somebody that well known, that established, I think it's our responsibility to make sure that lahat ng gagawin namin, lahat ng mga projects namin will be on that level. Hindi kami magsisettle for anything less. And I think that's, as his kids, yun yung responsibility talaga namin.
Can I just add something? Paolo is also going to be directing on October. It's the anniversary concert of Tony Gonzaga at the Araneta Coliseum. Paolo's going to be directing that. So,
Hindi ka nakakanta, hindi ka na mag-perform, Paolo?
I think na yung taste ko talaga sa music, feeling ko hindi siya for this country eh. So I think yung mga ginagawa ko sa ASAP, singing in guesting in other events and all that, I think that will help me also as a director, because it helps yung pag-communicate ko sa mga artists na dinidirect ko. Parang mas nagkakaintindihan kami. Kasi alam ko rin yung feeling na nagpa-perform sa stage. So I don't think I'm going to be giving up music anytime soon. Because it really helps me to connect with the people that I direct. So, ayun.
Before I ask Alan to answer his question, tanungin muna natin si Mother kung manunod ulit siya ng repeat. Doon sa first concert ni Gary, nasa front row siya. Ito si Mother. At magbabayad siya.
Hi, Mother.
Siyempre magbabayad ako, no? Ha? Hello, mga apos.
Hi.
Of course, I'm so impressed. Last time that I watched your concert, I feel guilty. Sabi ko, what am I doing to you? Di ba? We used to be together. Parang it's like a family, di ba?
Yes, yes.
And now, anything you ask,
Oh.
as long as I can make it, I'll do it.
Thank you.
And of course, I will watch it,
You watch it again?
I'll
Arise?
watch it again. Ang ganda, ha? Congrats.
Salamat, Mother. Just a little trivia lang, but mother's daughter, si Rosel, also produced some of my concerts in San Francisco, in the United States, early in my career. So we go way back talaga.
Thank you, Mother. O, eto ngayon si Alan.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, good afternoon. So, how do you guys make sure that the concert will be still worth watching for those who want to watch it for second or third time?
Actually, hindi namin alam kung, how it's going to sustain itself. It's people lang who come up to me and say, we were watching again. So parang I even throw them the question, yeah, but you saw it na. No, we want to experience it again. And that word experience, that's something you cannot plan for. You can only give people the best that you can give them and hope that it's a good experience for them. So if they enjoy the concert, they enjoy the experience of it. That's really what they're going to see. Maybe they'll watch less of me and see what goes on behind them with the people. Kasi iba yung reaction ng tao talaga was different. And I know that at that one point, nung tumayo na lahat ng tao, ang dami dun mga kasing edad ko. So some of them can't even do that much anymore. But it was good. It was so good to see them singing the songs, getting up, and seeing the young ones also moving in a certain way. I think that's what people are coming back to see, that experience, and that I think is going to happen again.
So it's going to be a bigger venue. So are you planning to take advantage of that and make just travel gimmicks?
Well, when it comes to gimmicks, Paolo's thinking of some things to add because it's going to be slightly a bigger stage, slightly bigger. I know that sound-wise, and the band is also going to be enhanced. We're going to have a horn section now. We might have a harvest, things like that. So there are enhancements in sound and all. But yeah, some of the gimmicks, I think if we're able to pull this through, pati yung mga gimmicks, all the more it will be an experience for people to see.
There's a question for Paul. Since you're directing the show, do you have enough qualms giving your dad instructions? Or hindi ko ba knowing that you're the one giving him instructions?
Actually, yung style ko with my dad is I sort of manipulate him. When I try to make him do something na he's not too comfortable with, I try to make it appear na parang basta kinakausap ko siya ng solid, parang I try to make him fall in love with the idea, but subconsciously he starts to think na he wants to do it. Does it make sense? Parang manipulation talaga siya. Sorry, it's bad, but
Now I know.
so there's some stuff na kaya I have to do it, and then I'll like little by little pinapakita ko yung mga videos ng ibang shows na ay dad, naman this, so it's nice, but slowly I'm trying to convince him na yung agenda ko is to try and make him do that one thing na hindi niya gusto gawin in the first place, and then eventually he does it. That's I'm quiet na lang, hindi ko na yeah, that's a good idea, but it was really I was trying to make him think of that idea so that he'd like it. It's complicated, but it works.
So when you work together, do you forget for a minute that you're father and son?
No, I never forget that. The fact that I'm one artist who probably is one of the very few that can work with a son directing his concert. It really helps. As a matter of fact, that's what I like about Paolo. That he doesn't just watch my performance; he sees the effect on everybody else. So I have to always be with an open mind, an open heart, and really take the courage to step out of my comfort zone. So when he says, don't talk too much, don't do this, try and lessen this, you gotta shorten the gap of that one, I'm already, okay, all right. And I'm thankful that he also sees where I'm coming from. Like if he says, Dad, you can't talk too long from that song to that song, and I look at him and I say, but son, I've already done 3 fast songs, you're gonna have to give me time to breathe, even just a bit, and say something. Okay, so, but but try and keep it short. I'll do what I can do. It's always like that. But as long as what we're looking at is the final, which is to come up with something effective, no boring moment, then I think we're always on the right track.
So with Kiana, can we expect more numbers or songs from Kiana this time?
We're doing the exact same thing that we did in the first one. But kasi for Kiana kasi, she's the youngest, diba? The fact that she's coming out in Phil Pop this year, I think is already a foretaste of what people will be seeing and hearing from her in the near future. The girls that you see up here on this table are very different from each other. The four girls, aka Jam, iba-iba yan. And then you have Kiana also, iba din. So when her project is done, it will be something to look forward to. And as far as to paano namin ipopromote, paano malalaman ng tao na may CD siya, it can be online. It might only be online that we might do this, or we might go through the regular route of either Star Records or Universal Records, and basta it could be different, especially for Kiana.
Can I add to that? I think kasi what ang tendency ng maraming mga director ngayon is that whatever works, whatever yung gusto ng tao, parang binibigay na sa tao hanggang magsawa yung tao. And I think it's a bad practice na parang, for example, we had Sarah Geronimo in the show, and she only did one number. And some people online were saying na bakit one number lang si Sarah, bakit one number lang si Rico. A lot of them were saying bakit one number lang si Sam Concepcion. I think na parang siyang parang alam yung concept ng fine dining na when you order food, konti lang yung binibigay nila sa'yo. Parang mas okay na mabitin yung tao kaysa sa magsawa sila. And we have a 2-hour and 20-minute show. If we add one more number for any guest, that's an extra 8 minutes, an extra 10 minutes. And I keep telling my dad, I keep telling all the artists that I work with na no matter how nice your show is, kung masyadong mahaba yung show, that's the only thing they'll remember, na parang kahit sobrang ganda ng mga gimmicks mo, sobrang okay ng mga guests mo, kung umabot ka ng 3 hours, the only thing na maalala ng tao after is sasabihin nila sa isa't isa na parang, you know, the show was nice kaso sobrang haba. And then pagdating ng encore, you know, I won't say who, but I've been to shows na pagdating ng encore, wala nang sumisigaw ng more, wala nang stay. And then I've been to a show na yung artist natapos na yung show, and then may encore pang 3 songs, pero she was asking the audience to stay kasi may songs pa. And that, I feel, is the one thing I don't want to ever happen in any of my shows, na parang gusto na umalis ng tao. It's always good na, you know, when I directed On Higher Ground, the first night of On Higher Ground was 1 hour and 40 minutes. And everybody, that was the shortest Gary V show, I think, in the history of your career. And everybody was saying na they loved the show, pero sobrang nabitin sila. And I feel na that's a better feeling to leave a show thinking na you want more. Because then it will work for the future projects, because they'll want to see more. So that's what we try to avoid also. And like you said a while ago, people who are going to the show, who are going to watch the show again, want to see it because they want to experience what they experienced in the first Arise. So if we change that too much, baka naman mawala na yung experience na gusto nilang ma-feel ulit. So, ayun.
Thank you.
Manay, ano po?
We limit the questions na lang to 3. And the first question will come from Linda Rapadas ng Bulgar. And last question will come from another Bulgar beauty editor, si Janice. Hello, Gary.
I love your shirt.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Years ago nito. Gary, bitin pa rin ako dun sa, arise ko sa, sa Araneta.
Bitin pa!
Yung habang yun, bitin pa ako kasi in-expect ko na yung mga kanta mo dati, di ba yung mga ang dami ko pa sana i-request and doon sa encore naubos na halos lahat yung pero it's worth watching.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ang inaano ko lang ngayon, paano mo ngayon pipiliin yung mga kanta na ilalagay mo dito sa
Yun.
August?
Well, it's the same show. No? It's the same show. Ang mahirap kasi is you have a 30-year career. How do you fit in 30 songs in one concert? When you do that, you're talking a concert that will go over 3 hours. Kasi may mga salita ka pa. Which has happened before. Kasi when I did Live at 25, and when I did the repeat of Live at 25, inisip namin talaga na gawin natin 25 songs na, and the concert went over 3 hours. At yun yung nangyari. May mga taong umaalis na. As an artist, di ba, ayoko ganun eh. So, what we did was, for every concert, especially pag anniversary, talagang tinitingnan namin sa online kung ano yung mga requests ng tao, kung ano talagang gusto nilang marinig. You know, and then that's what we put in. May mga iba talaga na masasacrifice na hindi talaga pwedeng gawin. But, it gives us the opportunity na maisali yung mga kanta na to next time, in a different way naman. Maging special. Yeah, but we do have a couple of songs na medyo...
Madadagdag.
Yeah.
Well, total birthday mo naman, posible ba na ma-invite mo, mag-guest na lang ang best friend mo si Martin?
If he's there, you know, it's not impossible.
Pwede.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. Naku, pag nandun si Martin, hindi, magdadagdag pa tayo ng 1 hour and a half.
Si Linda pala, talagang, Gary V fan. Ngayon alam nyo, hindi ba kasabihan na in every song, there is a story behind it. Sayang, sana si Angeli will be able to share with us the reason behind the birth of Sana Maulit. Okay, a secret. Ito na yung for the last couple of years, kasi ang dapat sana, si Glenn Rigandola magtatanong din, pero kumakain ng halo-halo. So ngayon, ito ngayon si Miss Burgan herself, the editor, entertainment editor, si Janice Medina.
Hi, Janice.
Hi po, good afternoon. Yung first question ko po for Jana.
Okay.
Jana, how young are you now?
21.
21. Oo. Curious lang ako kasi nakikita ka lang namin pag mga shows ng daddy mo. Bakit hindi ka mag full-time sa singing or sa acting?
Well, we've been talking about it now that I graduated. Pero kasi I really wanted to finish my studies before getting into it because I tried doing it at one point, like early on in my college years, and it was really hard because I was too tired. And that was just me doing school and my dad's shows. So what more if I had my own thing going on? And I really wanted to experience like the life as a student and just a student. But now that that's gone, I think I'll be able to experiment more and explore more.
So, graduate ka na ba?
Yeah, I just graduated.
Anong course mo kaya na?
Fashion design.
Fashion design. So, if ever, saan mo mas gusto mag-focus? Sa singing or sa acting?
Both singing or acting? Singing, I think would really be my...
You know, Janice, it's funny how you said singing or acting. Kasi kanina lang, habang nakaupo kami dyan, sabi ni Kiana, you know, Dad, I think I also want to try acting.
Wow,
So it's funny that, that could be it.
Why not? Ang daddy mo, di ba? Umarte din naman naman niya.
Actually, umarte na rin siya eh. Di ba, what was that? May project na ikaw yung
No, it's just for a few,
thesis ka.
thesis films and CSP.
Pero nanalo siya as best actress.
Wow! May future, di ba? Kaya mag-stage father pang dad mo.
Stage mother pati.
Ayun na.